What do you say we talk to Hillary Clinton, who's good enough to join us this morning on a very important and busy day? Thank you so much for doing that. And so do you have the victory party all set for tonight?
Well, this is a very tight race, Robin. It's really going down to the wire, but we feel very good. We've worked so hard. I've had a great operation here. So many young people, organizers who fanned out across the state, the thousands of volunteers. We did knock on 125,000 doors this past weekend. So we're very committed, very energized and enthusiastic, but it all depends upon who shows up tonight, who comes out to caucus in Iowa. And I'm urging everyone who is interested in, committed to caucusing for me to please be there tonight, 6:30. I will be there in spirit, because if you stand up for me, I will stand up for you during this campaign and into the White House.
There are so many similarities between what is going on right now and 8 years ago. You again are unexpected challenge that you are facing. What are the differences and similarities between what you're experiencing now and what happened 8 years ago here in Iowa?
Well, I think that I have a much better organization, to be just really clear about it. I think that we built an organization using a lot of the lessons learned, and we recruited some of the best people that you could find anywhere in the country working in Democratic politics. I think I'm a better candidate. I think that in addition to just knowing more about the caucus process and what we needed to do to build toward this night, my experience as Secretary of State really deepened and intensified my understanding about what the next president will have to face. So all in all, I feel like it's a different, energized effort that is really bringing in people from across the state and indeed across the country who know what's at stake in this election, understand how really dramatic and drastic it would be if the Republicans were to take back the White House, because they would rip out the progress. We wouldn't be able to, in my view, get the economy going for everybody, get incomes rising, get affordable college, take care of the rising prescription drug costs, everything I'm talking about, which is really in response to the concerns and the worries that I hear from people as I crisscross this state.
All 99 counties you have crisscrossed, and we have seen you, and we've seen your husband, and we've seen your daughter as well.
Well, I haven't gotten to all 99. I can't let you say that. I don't want anybody to think that my silence is affirmation, but I've covered a lot of ground, and I sure have met many thousands of people and have really learned so much. You know, that's the best part of this. It's obviously exhausting. It takes a lot of concentration, but what keeps me going are the stories that people tell me. There's something so intimate, at least in my experience, because I actually try to listen to people and hear what's on their minds. When someone tells you about the open heart surgery that their granddaughter had to have as a baby and how they couldn't have afforded it without the Affordable Care Act, or when a young woman says she's just drowning in student debt and needs a way out, that sticks with me. And I think that the months I've spent here listening to Iowans has really made me a better candidate, and I think it will make me a better president.
Well, speaking of listening to Iowans, we have Jon Karl. He is out and about, and he is with some voters. And you know, a third of voters here are undecided. And let's hear what one voter has to ask you. Jon?
Hello, Rob. Hello, Secretary Clinton. We're with Rob here from Denison, Iowa. Incredible thing about this, Rob, you are undecided between Hillary Clinton and John Kasich. You don't even know which party. What's your question for Secretary Clinton?
Good morning, Secretary Clinton. My question for you is, as a liberal Republican, it seems to be a dying breed anymore, I want to know how you're going to work bipartisanly with a very partisan Congress in a seemingly polarized nation.
Good question.
That's a really great question, and thanks for asking it, because I get asked that a lot. You know, I have a record of working with Republicans when I'm actually in a position to do so. When, you know, there's a campaign, it's a little bit different, but when I was First Lady, I worked to achieve the Children's Health Insurance Program, working across the aisle with both Republicans and Democrats, even reformed our foster care and adoption system, teaming up with Tom DeLay, a very partisan Republican in the House. And when I got to the Senate, I worked hard to get health care for the National Guard and Reserves. I worked with Senator Lindsey Graham in that case. And I don't know that there was a single Republican who didn't co-sponsor one of the bills that I worked on. And as Secretary of State, I had similar efforts to reach common ground that proved successful. I know in a campaign that distinctions have to be drawn because we have to give voters a real sense of what each of us wants to do and to hold us accountable for the agenda we put forth. But I am confident that I'm going to work really hard to find that common ground across the aisle, and we will make progress together.
Secretary Clinton, thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us on this very busy and important day. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Great to talk to you.